Namaste, welcome friends. Today we're very fortunate to have Congressman Ro Khanna join us. And as you know, we're coming weekly and we are talking to different congressmen and congresswomen who will support the Diwali Day Act, which is an act that we want as a federal holiday. So today we have myself, Dr. Sumita Sengupta, Dr. Sudhir Parikh, and Congressman Ro Khanna. So welcome, Congressman. Thank you so much for accepting our invitation to talk about the Diwali Day Act. So
thank you for having me. I appreciate it. Of course, I've known Sudhir Parikh for many years and admire his contributions to our community, to the country, and pleasure to be on.
Thank you. So I know your time is very precious, so we'll get going with the questions. So our first question for Congressman Ro Khanna is, since 2004, the White House has celebrated Diwali as a holiday of bringing communities together during times of darkness. Particularly this year, President Biden expressed through the lighting of the lamp that Diwali carries an even deeper meaning as a time of remembrance, comfort, reflection, and hope to overcome the difficulties caused by the pandemic. As Diwali has become a national symbol of light, perseverance, and hope, how has this celebration and the values of Diwali impacted the district you serve, as well as for all Americans?
Well, thank you, Sumita. Of course, I grew up celebrating Diwali from a young age with my family, and very well familiar with the story of Ramayana, where Ram and Lakshman and Sita are banished to the forest and 14 years in the wilderness before their triumphant return. And this allegory, in my view, of course, of a deep religious significance, but this story is about human triumph, human perseverance, about our willingness to leave home and explore the world and then return. So it has a meaning, of course, for immigrants and immigrant families. It has meaning for humanity and in understanding the struggles of life, and it has meaning for America at this time where we are faced with so many challenges and resilience. But what I'm proud about is we are a nation that really values faith, of multiple faiths, whether that is Christian or Jewish now or Hindu. And so the Hindu faith is something that people respect. And I speak about being a person of faith, and that's respected by other Americans. And it's wonderful to see that in this country.
Wonderful, thank you. So I'll also do the second question, and then Dr. Parikh will join us. As the Democratic Vice Chair of the Congressional Caucus in India and the Indian Americans and the Deputy Whip of the Congressional Progressive Caucus, as well as the Assistant Whip for the Democratic Caucus, you have been a champion of promoting human rights, inclusion, and diversity in the United States Congress. How can you employ your position and platform to help galvanize support for the Diwali Day Act to become a national holiday in the United States?
Well, we have. I've been a very strong supporter of Carolyn Maloney's bill because I believe we have to recognize all faiths, again, whether it's Christian, Jewish, Muslim, Hindu, Buddhist. That's what makes America extraordinary. People come here for freedom of worship, for freedom of practicing their faith. You can't do that in China. You can't have your own faith community. In this country, you can. You can have strong faith. No one says you have to compromise that faith. You can pass that faith on to your kids. And then you can participate in extraordinary success. You can lead corporations. You can be elected to Congress. You can even become president of the United States. That's what makes America so special. So not only will I continue to work to have Diwali recognized, but I believe in respecting all important religious holidays, again, whether that's Christian, Jewish, Muslim, Buddhist, whatever people's faith is.
Okay. Dr. Parikh?
Yeah, hi. Hi, Ro, and hi, Sumita. I mean, Ro Khanna, I know him for his first run for the good office. so many years ago, right? I'm very pleased to see that he is one of the most distinguished, or one of the most distinguished congressmen in our U.S. Congress today. And more important is that in '92, I was driving force as a president of the Indian American Political Forum, and convinced late Gary Ackerman and my Congressman Frank Pallone to start the India Caucus. And now look at the India Caucus under leadership of vice chairmanship of the Ro Khanna. Congressman Ro Khanna is almost close to 200 members. Am I right?
Yes, no, it's wonderful with Brad Sherman and me and bipartisan. And so there you did a wonderful job with getting that started.
Yeah, and it has a lot of long-lasting consequences for India and U.S.-India relations. And I'm really very, very satisfied, very, very happy, and very, very, it sounds very rewarding. So, Congressman, I would like to ask you that as an Indian American, what a personal meaning and significance does make the Diwali into a federal holiday to you and your family as well as your community or our community?
Well, it's the recognition of our important faith tradition, of our important cultural values. When I was growing up in Bucks County, people were always Bucks County, Pennsylvania, people were always very curious and supportive of Diwali, but it was not something that really was known. And so, I remember my mom going into my 7th grade class to read a book about what Diwali was, and neighbors asking why we lit candles or why we had fireworks, not the sparklers in the back on Diwali. And they were very, very appreciative of it. But now kids growing up will know that this is a holiday recognized by the country, that they should be proud of their faith. They don't have to be embarrassed about being Hindu or hide that, and that they won't be limited in all their aspirations with their faith. And they should, know what an extraordinary faith Hinduism is. One of the most ancient faiths with philosophical teachings have influenced so many great philosophers and such great literature. I tell people, just like I read the Bible because of the great stories of the Bible and the great teachings, I think people should read the Ramayana and the Mahabharata and the Gita and the Vedas to the extent possible, is just to be a well-educated human being. And so I think all of that becomes a source of pride for the community once we have this holiday.
Okay.
Also, as you know, Congressman, currently over 7 million Americans celebrates Diwali every year in their homes and with their family. And it is a national holiday in India, Fiji, Guyana, Malaysia, Mauritius, Myanmar, Nepal, Pakistan, Singapore, Sri Lanka, Suriname, Trinidad, and Tobago, but not in USA, which has a kind of largest population of observing outside Asia Diwali. So we all are wondering your good offices, what your good offices can help us or help the community to make the Diwali as a federal holiday.
Well, we need to make sure that Carolyn Maloney's bill passes. And as you know, Sudhir, because you've seen politics for many years, what we need to do is get as many co-sponsors. Our goal is to get over 100 co-sponsors. Brad Sherman and I are working on getting the India Caucus members to co-sponsor this. And then if we can get bipartisan, lots of co-sponsors, then this could pass and go to the president's desk to be signed. But the great thing is that the Indian American community has activism in all the different parties and in all the different regions of the country and in all the corners of America. So we should have a broad coalition to do this. And this really can be a matter of pride for our community, of recognition for the kids, so that the kids grow up being proud of being Indian American, proud of their faith, proud of the celebrations. And knowing that Diwali is a very pluralistic celebration. I mean, in India, you have Muslims and Sikhs and families all celebrating because they have neighbors who are Hindu. So sometimes I think, the media portrays one thing about politics, but when you look at the actual life of people living there, there's still a lot of celebration of diverse traditions, and many of them take great pride in this joyous season of Diwali. They send each other mithai, they send each other fruit, they exchange greetings. It's just a wonderful time of the year.
And on behalf of Indian American community, Congressman, I would like to thank you for your support, your encouragement, and holding our hands, community hand, to make the Diwali as a federal holiday and make it more meaningful to our second and third generation.
Well, thank you, Sudhir. You've been a trailblazer, and you've really helped give our community a foundation in this country, and you've been appropriately recognized and I know awarded in many ways for that. And thank you, Sumita, and thank you for the public service that both of you are doing for our community and our country.
So Ro, I have one quick question for you. I really resonated with what you said about our children to come. So as we live here, you know, our parents migrated here, and then the next generation stays and future generations to come. And when I approached Carolyn Maloney with this bill, it was with that thought in mind. What legacy do we live and leave for our future generations, who we probably won't meet, but they will know their identity? So often we assimilate or acculturate, but the essence of the identity should not be lost. And it's not just food or language or things like that. So Diwali is very representative of not only our faith, but our beliefs. And it's ingrained to who we are when we celebrate that holiday as Indians. So with that said, one of the things I think about is that we know why this holiday is special, and the Jains that celebrate with this holiday, the Sikhs and the Hindus and so forth. How do we get this message that it's not only a religious holiday, but it fits in with democratic values, and making this Diwali holiday enriches everyone as Americans? So, and I think that's one of the points that people who don't celebrate this holiday might want to know why this holiday should pass. So I wanted to kind of, in closing, get your thoughts. What message do you have for all Americans hoping to make Diwali a national holiday?
Well, thank you, Smith, and thank you for your role with Representative Maloney and suggesting the idea. I would start by saying that Diwali is something that is celebrated by many, many different faiths, not just Jain and Sikh, but even faiths that don't necessarily believe in the whole Diwali story still love the festivities. They love the warmth that it generates, the sense of family and friendship, and they all love the mithai, they love the fireworks. So it's a celebration of life. And in a pluralistic democracy, we have to respect faith. It's why I actually strongly believe that we should respect the celebration of Christmas and take pride in that as a country. We should respect the Jewish holidays. We should respect the Muslim holidays. And similarly, we should respect the Hindu holidays. We can't, being a pluralistic liberal democracy doesn't mean that we push faith aside. It means we celebrate many different types of faith. And the Indian American community now is an essential part of the American story. And many Indian Americans are of Hindu faith, and they should have that faith recognized as a source of strength and a source of great value to the nation and the world.
Thank you so much. Thank you for your leadership in Congress, and thank you for being at the forefront of supporting this bill. It means a lot to all of us in the nation. And we look forward to talking to you further and having this pass.
And Congressman, before we conclude, as you know, as a part of the community service, I'm a medical doctor, but as a part of the community service, I own the largest publication and media house with the 24/7 ITV, oldest TV channel, 24/7 TV channel in New York area, as well as 4 weekly newspaper, which you are probably familiar with them, New Zealand
Yes.
Times and Desi Talk and so forth. So all this platform is for community service for me. And so please let me know any of your good initiative, how I can help personally as well as through my media company to promote all your good initiative for country and specifically for the community.
Well, thank you for creating that media environment. And I think that's so important for the community to be informed and to really participate. And I'm proud now we have 4 Indian Americans in Congress. I'm sure we'll have more. And I know that the sky is the limit for the Indian American community to contribute to this country. And you and many in your generation did the hard work to help us have that voice. So thank you for your leadership.
Thank you.
Thank you.